Item number 12 is business from City Council. City Council reports. Councilmember Buckland.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, did I turn it back off? That's what I did. Thanks for taking care of me. I just wondered, in 2085, would your hair be gray yet? And that was the only question that kind of came up.
I know. I know Councilman Buckland, Councilman Duke's hair would not be gray.
There you go.
I don't even know if I'll be around in 2085.
Had the opportunity last week to attend the police memorial service over at Yuba City Police Department, and a very nice, after missing last year's, or it not occurring last year, was nice to have it come back, and being able to attend that just a week and a day after I attended one back in Washington, D.C. It was a very moving experience, and certainly something that embraces our public safety and our military here locally, and really brings to the forefront what they do for our community. Also, yesterday I attended the Government Relations Committee meeting down at SACOG in Sacramento, just looking at a number of different projects that are available in some of the bills that are coming forward, and we are looking at potentially a possibility of joining in with a joint fuel purchase, or at least going to look at their proposal for a joint fuel purchase by a number of Northern California agencies, like about 21 different agencies, see if it would be beneficial to the city. And then also attended the Sutter County Animal Services Authority board meeting, and looking at the proposed budget that's coming forward that will be coming to this body in the very near future for approval. And I do want to take at this time just a moment to wish our mayor well as he travels out later this week for China on our second trade mission into China with a large delegation from our area, an area that is well served by our agricultural interests, and certainly the city's interest in promoting those ag interests in the emerging markets in China. So I wish you well on that trip, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Mon.
I attended some of the same meetings and community events, attended the memorial for our peace officers. It is touching when you hear the stories of our officers lost their lives whilst trying to protect us. It's always a great event at our held here at the Yuba City Police Department. Attended the SASA meeting, went over the budget. It looks pretty similar to last year. Also attended the Housing Authority meeting and the Yuba Center Transit Authority meeting.
Great. Thank you. Councilmember Starkey.
23rd of last month, I had the opportunity to attend Dan Logue's town hall meeting on water issues in the North State, and there were several presenters, including our own John Dukes. Vice Mayor John Dukes was at the podium. On the 6th, I was able to go to the Government Affairs Committee meeting and also attend Yuba City Unified School District's Local Control Accountability Community Planning meeting. On the 8th, I went to the Yuba City Economic Development Commission Strategic Planning session. The 9th, Chamber of Commerce had a breakfast where our Mayor Gill presented a state of the city and also several awards to some of the business people here in town. 14th, the Regional Police Officers Memorial, and then on the 15th, the Transit Authority meeting where we approved the budget for the coming year. That's pretty much it.
Vice Mayor Dukes.
A few items here. Attended the Sutter Buttes Flood Control Agency meeting last Wednesday, and we have news that our Chief's report, which is one of the stages in the process for our levies, was included into the WRDA bill, which is the Water Resources Authorization Bill, which is a huge step forward for us. And our next step in that process is getting appropriation for funding from Congress. So we're making progress on that project, and it's It's been an amazing process to see how we could take a project like this and get it fast-tracked in a shorter period of time than what the Army Corps normally does those projects. So attended the change of command for the 9th Reconnaissance Squadron out at Beale last week on Friday, and then yesterday attended the Community College of the Air Force graduation at Beale. That's all I have to report.
Great. Got to think from the last meeting, I think Councilmember Buckland and I, we were in Washington, D.C. for Cap to Cap, which is capital to capital, and it takes a lot of the jurisdictions from Sacramento, Roseville, Woodland, and there was 397 of us that were back in Washington, D.C. And out of 397, 37 were about elected officials. Woodland had the most. They had 4 other council members that were there. We had mayors from Sacramento, Kevin Johnson, of course myself, mayors from Woodland, Rockland. We had the CEOs of Sutter Health, Kaiser, UC Davis. We had the head people with the Sacramento Kings. So it was more of a regional lobbying effort that we took. And out of those, we have over 50 different committees that people were asked to serve on. And it was kind of nice to see that we had a whole delegation from Sacramento, or our region north. And when we go back to those offices, that some of the congressional people, they flew in early. Some flew in Sunday night, knowing that the California delegation was going to be there. And the nice thing is when the California delegation goes back, we actually get a chance to visit with Barbara Boxer, Feinstein, the key people, not just staffers that are back there. So I think, like our vice mayor said, our goal, one of the committees that I served on, was flood protection, and been doing that. And Mike Amina, who is our executive director for Sutter Buttes Flood Agency, has been doing a dynamite job. And this is the second time back, and making sure that this our Sutter Buttes Flood Agency stays within the WARDA and gets everything pushed through. And it's interesting because when you go from Yuba City and you go to the halls and you tell them you're from Yuba City and you're with the Sutter Buttes Flood Agency, they all know the Sutter Buttes Flood Agency because they've got it all on their walls, from Department Corps of Engineers to FEMA. This is a model project for them because they've got this done in speed time that they've never, ever been able to do. So, which is kind of very, very nice. And then in addition to that, obviously, a big, big congratulations goes out to California Chrome. When we were back in Washington, D.C. was when they won their Kentucky Derby. The owners, co-owners, Perry and Denise Martin, are from here, from Yuba City. And then obviously last week, watching the race downtown at the Happy Viking, we made not only local news, but we made national news with that. And I spoke with Perry this morning, congratulated him again, and what a down-to-earth person. I asked him, once this is over, would like to have him here at the City Council. Would like to honor him with a proclamation and bestow him with the highest honor that the city has, and that's to give him the key to the city of Yuba City. And he said he definitely will be. He did not go back and watch the Preakness, but he is going to be going back and watching the Belmont back on the East Coast. One of the things that we're doing, obviously, for them being in Yuba City, we've gotten a lot of phone calls and emails. We are doing a celebration viewing on June 7th, and we've just got the committee together as far as yesterday, and so this work is happening so fast, and the community is coming together very, very quickly. It's amazing when you put a great cause together, how the community just rolls up their sleeves and say, count me in, count me in. Our goal is to close Plymouth Street, which we are going to close Plymouth Street on June 7th. We'll close it at 10 o'clock. Festivities will start at 12 o'clock, and I believe the race starts at 3:18 in the evening, but more details to come, more details to follow. We did hit, like I mentioned, all the local stations. In fact, we did an interview yesterday, live interview on KPK for about a good 5 to 7 minutes, right in their prime time deal. So everybody knows where Yuba City is, and if they don't, we're trying to put Yuba City more on the map. How nice would it be that this race is televised live on NBC, if NBC could actually be here in Yuba City and do live broadcast back and forth prior to the race. So, California Chrome is not only big for the Martins, but it's big for us. as well, and it's up to us to take every opportunity that we can to promote Yuba City. And I have absolutely no doubt that we're going to do that. So everybody here in the audience, everybody watching at home, if you've got friends, relatives, you want to be out on Plymouth Street on June 7th, because I can assure you that our goal is to, from what I'm understanding, anywhere from 25 to 30,000 people who are in the purple color shirts, purple and green, for California Chrome. And if he's able to do that, that will not only make history within the last 50 years where horses won a Triple Crown, but the owners are from Yuba City, co-owners are from Yuba City. So how awesome is that? Coming up, we do have the Flying U Rodeo, so that's why we've got this little horse. This thing says pull tab to operate. So, yeah, the tab's kind of done what it needs to do. So, you know, I don't know what it's doing, but there's a lot of activities planned. Wednesday,
You have to ride
I have to ride Flying U. Yeah, I will ride this on Plymouth Street. How's that?
We'll hold you to that.
Exactly. Wednesday evening, between 5:30 to 8 o'clock is a reception at the Sutter Performing Arts Center Theater Gallery, and we're honoring a tribute to Cotton Rosser. How nice that is for a gentleman who's an icon of our area. If those of you that don't know who he is, all you got to do look is the Flying U Rodeo, and a world name that's everybody knows. So that's definitely a tribute coming, a long time coming. Thursday, 5 o'clock, Yuba City Cattle Drive from Bridge Street, Walton, and ending at John L. Sullivan's. Friday night, 6 p.m. is Sodbusters, hosted by Marysville Rotary Club at Riverfront Park. And Saturday, May 24th, is a pancake breakfast at Silver Dollar Saloon. And Sunday, obviously, is the Marysville Stampede, rodeo itself, and Military Day at the rodeo. So if you think there's nothing going on in our community, there's a lot of good things happening within this community. And lastly, like our council member said, I will be off for 10 days to China on a trade mission with the California Asian Chamber of Commerce. We have 8 business owners, farmers that are accompanying me on this trip. And out of the 8, 2 have indicated very, very strongly that if they're able to make contacts, they will come and open up processing facilities with jobs to be created here in Yuba City, which is very, very strong. There's about 30 of us that are going back, and from what you've mentioned from last year and what I've seen this year, that within the days their agendas are packed from 7 o'clock in the morning to way at night, and I think you've mentioned you've got to eat 3 to 6 meals a day. So we'll see how that goes, but when I get back, I'll definitely have a full report back to the council. The Yuba City Farm Bureau, John Munger, the chairman of the board, expressed his interest. Very supportive of the trip as well, Farm Bureau is. He couldn't make it due to a conflict of interest. Everybody on this trip is paying their own way for the trip. So, you know, we're looking to foster this relationship, doing some exchange and some trade with the Chinese. With that, that is all I've got for today, so thank you, and meeting's adjourned.